You might be thinking, what's this video about? This video is kind of inspired by, is it cake, but is it crochet? So my idea is I'm going to crochet myself a cake. Yes. I am a huge fan of Johnny Cakes, and I loved his season of Is It Cake, and I thought he got a lot further in the competition than he did, but he didn't, and I'm like, why? He's like incredible. But anyways, like I love his cakes, and if he can make a cake look like something else, why can't I take yarn and make it into a cake? That's the idea, and that's where this comes in. This here is called plastic canvas, and I rolled it up using an old scrunchie, so then that way it creates this shape, and I'm going to roll it back up so it keeps that shape. My idea is I'm going to crochet all the parts of a cake. I want to make a good decent sized cake, you know. I'm going to crochet everything for it, and then when everything is crocheted and connected together, I'm actually going to use this and sew the crocheted items to this, so then that way it's nice and sturdy, because I want to make a little trinket box for my trinkets. I actually bought this for another project. You might remember it was the star tissue box cover, and I just couldn't wrap my head around how I was gonna do that, and so I just didn't do it, but I still had the crafting supplies. I'm thinking pink, because I love it. I want to make it like a really cute like pink frosted with, I've made a cake tissue box holder before. I put little strawberries on it, which I do have a tutorial, I think. Yeah, I have a tutorial how to make those strawberries, but it's within that cake box video. But anyways, I think I want to make like little cherries or something and put them on top and just like crochet everything and sew it all together. Yeah, so let's make a crochet cake. This is the last type of cake thing I made. It was the cake tissue box, actually using the same plastic canvas, but I actually like stitched into the plastic canvas. Strawberries have seen better days, but yeah, this was like my first attempt at like crocheting something that looks like cake. This is the yarn that I'm going to be using. I didn't have to buy any of it because it was just in my yarn stash, which I need to go through. I really need to go through it. It's a disaster. But anyways, I found the yarn I'm looking for. I'm going with this pink for the cake. I wanted something that was like, not like a bright pink, but I also didn't want like a baby pink. So I think that this is like the perfect cake pink. This is probably, I don't have the label anymore. I know that this is old Craft Smart yarn, and I think I had originally bought this for that pink vest I made that one time that I have yet to wear because I didn't like it. Reminds me of a life vest. Well, I still have it left over and I'm still using it for projects. Then I have this one here, which is the Lions brand Pound of Love. The color is called Antique. All-time favorite yarn to use. It's so soft, and I like it because it's not a true white. So this is actually going to be the frosting. Then I have this red here, which is left over from my Valentine's Day vest. I bought way too much of it, and it is called Cherry, and it is the Impeccable by Loops and Threads. I want to make the cherries out of that. That's actually kind of funny. I didn't realize that till right now that the color is cherry, and I want to make cherries out of them. Today I will be starting on the top of the cake. For the top, I'm actually going to be using this. Oh, there's Totoro. I make her a cat bed, and yet she still has to see what I'm up to. Although she has been sitting in it, haven't you? She's been sitting in it. It's over there. This is going to be the top. I'm going to make the cake like a medium size. I kind of wanted to make a huge one, but I want to like use this because this is the biggest circle one that I could find in the store. And it's a trinket box, right? Maybe one day I'll make a bigger one. Yes, Totoro? So I'm not actually going to be crocheting into this or putting my yarn into this. I'm going to be making my own circle and then with the same yarn attaching it together just to give it like a little bit of like stability. I believe that is the word I'm trying to say. Like you saw, I had these kept up in one of these hair ties, that it has to be this circumference, but now I just have to figure out how tall I want the cake. So I'm gonna cut this where I think the height should be. I think this is a little too tall for the cake. I think I wanna cut it just a little bit more. That's a good height for the cake. Attach these two pieces together so then that way they're the same size as this, and I think I'm just going to stitch them up with yarn and then I can start crocheting the outer part. I do have this part done, which is going to be the top of the cake. I think that's looking pretty good. I think I might do one on the bottom, so then that way, because I'm going to put this on the bottom anyways, but I would like it to maybe be a little not full of holes, so we'll see if I get to that. That took me I don't know, like 15 minutes to do. That's gonna like stay where it needs to stay and it's not gonna like uncurl itself. So I'm gonna do exactly what I did here on this side, and then I can start crocheting the piece that's gonna go over top. I'm actually just gonna do single crochets. So let's just make sure that this is gonna fit. It's a very tall cake. I think I wanted it to be a little bit smaller, but you know what? I think it looks cute. So I'm going to put some like icing and details on the side as well. And of course I am going to be putting details on the side of this so it's not going to look like a mess, like how I normally would make a cake, because I cannot decorate a cake no matter how hard I think I can. I cannot decorate a cake. I can make a cake, just can't decorate it. Hopefully the crochet one will turn out better than real life. I want to introduce you to my new crochet book. Yeah, Totoro, it's a crochet book. I got this book at the Creative Knitter, and it was made by the owner, Stephanie. And you know how much I love that store. But anyways, I went and I picked up this book here. I think it's amazing. I think I paid like $50 for it. But when you see what's inside, it will make complete sense why I paid that. I also think without, like I got the one with the stickers. Show the stickers. Added a little bit more money, but you can get it without the stickers. I'm not sponsored by them today. I just want to show you this really cool book that I have now. Yearly goals. Then there's like some challenges you can do if you want to do that. There's a project tracker. There are, I believe, 50 pages of just patterns, and this is great if you crochet or knit. I don't know if it's very helpful if you do any other type of crafting, but if you crochet or you knit, this is the book you need. This is actually for the cat couch, so you can have your project name, you can have a size. So if I was making a sweater or a shirt, I could put the size. You can put your start date, you can put your finish date, you can do your, like if you got a pattern from someone, it was my own design, the name of the pattern, who the designer is, it was me, it is personal, and like due date is also like the date that I kind of want it done by. And then right here you can do like your hooks and your needles. I like to put like how long it took me to crochet it, so I like putting that there. It also tells you the yarn. Basically used a bunch of scrap yarn that I already had, but the main color was this brown one. Tools and notions. I mean, I could write down scissors, that doesn't really matter. And then here are my little notes. I still have to finish the notes, but there's 50 pages of them. Also, what was it? This little diamond thing, I think I got from Michael's like 6 years ago, but it's a little magnetic, so it stays there. You have your months. Like you can start any month. You don't have to start right in January. I started in June because I got it at the end of May, so this is the June one. I like bullet journaling, so I have like all the little stickers, like washi tape, and I just went around and like colored it in. And then I also wrote down what I do every day. So like if I crocheted, I was crocheting the cat couch, wrote down cat couch, and do priorities to do, like important things. This theme, I actually did like a red theme because each month has a different little yarn ball at the bottom. So each month I'm gonna, you know, have the theme of the month to whatever color this yarn ball is. So like this is like my pages. And what I really like doing is in my old book, I would write down the day, the time I start, the time I stop, and how many hours I did. And what's great for this is that it actually has all the days of the week for you here. And so that I can write down like how many hours and what I did, and then like your priorities, weekly wrap up. This is the week now that I'm working on. And then at the very end, you have your monthly wrap up, so you can do your projects you started, projects you finished, all of this. And what I really like, and that's a very back of the book, it actually has your project reviews. So this is for the cat couch. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I designed it, when I started, when I finished, and then like all the little notes of like, I kind of wish that I put more flowers on it. I might add some peg legs to it like I mentioned in the video. I also probably should write down that buy foam before you crochet. So it's like a little wrap up of each project, and for how many pages there are for like your projects at the front, there's just as many project reviews on the back. And again, I think there's like 50 pages. I don't think I'm gonna do 50 projects this year. I just don't think that's, I might do 50 projects. And if I do, then like that's amazing. But I just wanted to show you the new little book that I got from her. I've loved this book. It's perfect for what I'm doing, especially when I'm trying to keep track of projects for when I'm filming for my YouTube projects. I decided that I want to do it like this way and crochet like around it rather than do like one long piece and put it this way, because I could do it this way, but I don't know, I just in my head I just thought the vertical kind of looks nicer. Like it looks like it could be like piping, like if you went up and down. I don't know. I just think that that looks a lot cuter. And I'm gonna go all the way around. I think I'm like almost a quarter, almost, not yet. And even though Totoro has her own little bed, she still needs to be a part of all my crochet projects because she loves the attention. Oh, you gonna flop? What a little cutie. All right, I made just enough for it to fit around, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect this end to this end and then slip it on and then attach it. I lost the needle. I found it, so don't have to worry. I found the needle and now I can continue the project. Last night, I had my bangs cut and now I gotta like figure them out. I got bangs! Anyways, last night I got this part done here, which is like, you know, where you put the stuff in. Also, like I'm looking at this and I'm like, should I have made like a cake lampshade? That would have been real cool, but I don't have like all the stuff for the lampshade. I probably have to thrift one and take the hardware out and build it. So like maybe one day. And the top's done, so it's gonna go like that. Okay, so today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna research some really cool like crochet stitches. The two that I'm definitely gonna use, let's put some photos here. I wanna do the bobble stitch and I wanna do a scallop stitch because I'm thinking like the bobble stitch would look really cool around the top here, and I wanna do the scallop stitch like over here and on the bottom here. I also wanna do a stitch in the middle, maybe the bobble stitch. I wanna see what other type of stitches out there, and then I also need to make the cherries today. I don't know how many I'm gonna make. I guess it all depends on the size of the cherry. I also don't know what I want to do in the middle yet. I'm not going to make it like a hinge or anything like that. I want to like take it off and put it back on kind of thing. So that's the plan today, is just find some cool stitches and stitch up some icing and then move on to the cherries. I really like how it's looking so far. I think it's such a cute little cake. Yeah, so let's get some icing done. I decided to start with the shell stitch, and this is actually going to go up here and it's gonna go down here. Still got to figure out the middle one. I'm thinking bobble. I keep wanting to call it a bobbin stitch because, you know, bobbin sewing machine. I'm not crazy, am I? We're gonna get 2 of these done and then I can start working on the bobble stitches. I originally did this size. I am short for scallops, so I'm gonna have to take this apart and redo it. I mean, I technically could just cut it off and like make another one, but I just want it to be one solid piece. This didn't even take me 10 minutes to do, so I'm okay taking it apart and redoing it. I'm gonna redo this and hopefully it turns out better. That is the perfect amount of scallops. So now I'm gonna do the same thing for the bottom part. I made 2 scallops and I made the bobble stitch. The bobble stitch took me so long to do. I think I might have made it a little bit too long. Luckily, I can just like untie this and take like 2 bobbles off and like stitch in the ends. That's not a big problem. I was thinking about like doing, but I really don't like that. I think that actually looks a lot prettier. And then maybe do I want to do like a bobble stitch at the bottom? Because to be honest, I don't want to do another bobble stitch. That took me too long. I don't want to do it again. But I'm also thinking about maybe doing like the frills right here. Then I'm also thinking about doing the frills up here too. All right, I'm gonna have to do some thinking. The top is done. I think that actually looks really good. And now I'm going to work on the sides with this one, and then we're gonna go with the bobble, and then we're gonna end with this. And then I just wanted to put them all on so I can see what they look like, and then I can start working on what I'm gonna do with the cherries on top. My original plan was I was going to do more than 1 cherry, but I kind of made this like big ruffle thing, and I kind of just want to do 1 cherry now. This is just way too small to be overcrowded, so I think like just 1 cherry on top would look really good. I still have to do the bottom, and I'm thinking about putting fabric on the inside. I think that would look pretty good, so I'm going to work on the cherry now. It's going to be a strawberry now. That's what's going to happen. I think I probably should have made it like a little bit shorter. So this looks like so far. I'm not entirely happy about this. I think it would look better if the cake was like half the size. I probably should have made it smaller. Like I probably should have made
a wee cake.
But no, I had to make it grand. I have a new idea. I don't really like the baubles here. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like they're out of place. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these off. They're just stitched in here so I can undo that real quickly. Taking these and doing like swoops around and then maybe some type of decorative thing in the middle of each, kind of like, where is it? This little decorative thing here, but smaller. I think that would look good because just I'm not happy with how this looks right now. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this off and redo it. That looks honestly so much better like that. I just have to figure out how many more I need to do of this and then I'll sew it on. I made some different versions of this. Basically, it's just like a twirly thing and then you sew it off on the end. The thickness of this yarn is just too big for what I want it for. So then I got this one in the garage. This one here, I don't know what this is. Could be from Michael. So I don't really know. Oh, I think I know what this is. This is the Patons yarn, I think. Yes, that's what it is. It's like off-white. It looks almost like a buttercream. It's like the perfect weight of yarn, but it's just a little too yellow. I don't know. I don't mind it. I kind of like it. It looks very vintagey, but I kind of wish I did all the white now in that. I'm not turning back now. Also, I made little bows. The bows are, I believe, 30 chains. And then I tie it off and then I turn it into a bow. I think I'm gonna go with this. I like that. That will look good there. So I just need to make 4 more and then I can sew it together. I have to put the bottom on, but I want to sew everything together before I put the bottom on. Also, originally I wasn't gonna put like a lining in here, but like after seeing like all this chaos, we'll see what fabric I have. If I have fabric that I like, then yes. If not, I'll do it later. I know I made 4. I know I didn't make 3. I know I made 4. There it is. Okay, good. I was gonna be like, those are done. So I think I'm gonna attach them first. Now I just need to find my needle. Not in there. That's not it. Oh dear. I found this needle. It's not the needle I was looking for, but I found a needle. So we're just gonna use that and say it's okay until I can find the other one, which I have no idea where it is. Anyways, I'm gonna put this something like that, I think. Now I'm going to attach the little bows. To make the bow, just make a little bow like this. I think that looks really cute. I just got bored with this and I thought it was too plain. So what I ended up doing was chaining a bunch. I don't know. There's definitely more than 20. And then all I'm doing is just kind of with the yarn needle, which I still didn't find my original one. I'll find it while I'm sleeping, I guess. With my yarn needle and some pins, I'm just kind of going through and sewing it on in the same color thread or yarn so that way it doesn't show. I just wanted something cute on top and I think that looks really cute. So now that it is done, let's go to project review. Crochet cake, date started, and what is today's date? Notes. Other than that, I think that's it. Now, how long did it take me to make? I forgot my marker inside, but I colored it in with 4 stars. And the cake is now done. Okay, definitely had some ups and downs with this cake, but in the end, I think it turned out really cute. Also, don't mind my face melting. The camera's just a tad bit warm. I've been thinking about it and I was like, did I do the right thing? Did I make it too tall? In the end, I think it turned out really cute. I also really like what I did with the top. I think it was just a little bit too plain when it was just this and like nothing else. The top of it was a little concerning because my plan was to make like little tiny cherries and put them on top. And then when I made this gigantic cherry, or it could be a regular sized strawberry, or it could be a really small apple, depending on how you look at it. I think like it was just like way too big, and I'm like, I don't really have any like fine red yarn, and I think that's what I should have done. Putting the little swirls around, that was a last minute detail. They don't really want to stay in place, but I put these little bows up here, and then I added this little detail here, and then I even added the cute little hearts. The hearts were not part of the plan. It was last night. I wish that fan, I don't have anything for the fan to go on. Maybe I should just get the fan. Okay, I put the fan on me now. It's actually really nice. I got it at a estate sale, and it's Canadian Tire Mastercraft, but it's like the old vintage fan. Hopefully it's quiet enough that you don't hear too much of it while I talk more about this cake. With the little hearts, those weren't really part of my plan, and then when I kind of looked at it with these little guys, that one's not staying right, great. Something was missing down here, and I didn't want to put more of those. I wanted to do something a little different, and so I found a really easy tutorial on YouTube just to make these little hearts. When I use this color here, like in person, like you can kind of see it, but on camera, it looks the same as the white, but also I really like how I did the hearts in the same yarn as these, so, you know, it kind of matches. Here's the bottom. Oh goodness, I still have glue marks everywhere. Anywho, the glue. I was not planning on putting something in the center of it because I didn't think about that. I'm like, oh, it will look fine. And then like when I started attaching everything and seeing all those loose ends in there, I'm like, oh, something's gonna have to happen. And what's so funny is I went to Michael's to go get yarn for my next project, which I am super excited about. Didn't even click in my head that it's like, hey, go get some fill. Because I actually had an idea of using some fabric for it, like when I thought like I gotta cover it up, didn't have enough fabric. It was actually the circus fabric I used for that one project I did, you know, the circus bag, because it's pink and it had circus animals. I thought it was so cute. Wasn't enough. Also, for anybody wondering about how the inside looks, I covered it in pink felt. So I hid all the stuff, and part of me was thinking, oh, like, should I go get some fabric and sew it? And then this morning the idea came to me, it's like, felt it. Just get some hot glue and felt it on the inside. Only downside is that I burnt myself. So much so the skin came off. I thought the glue had globbed onto the bottom, but it hadn't. So when I was lifting the glue gun out and putting my hand down to, like, you know, secure it down, the glue actually dropped on my thumb. Luckily, it is not my crocheting hand, so we're good to go. Again, this can just come off. I kind of like this as a handle. I wanted to do something in the middle when I was originally going to do like a bunch of little cherries around, but like this little right here, and I love strawberries. Strawberry cake is like my favorite. Strawberry ice cream, my favorite. Like I love strawberries. So like having this and putting little trinkets in here, super cute. I probably give this out of 10, let's say an 8, okay? I could have done a little bit better. I could have pre-planned it a little bit better. And then I also burnt the skin off my hand. So we're deducting a mark for that, okay? I think it's super cute. I really like all the little details. I am so happy that it turned out the way it did. Now I can put it somewhere and put all my trinkets in it. I just gotta find a place for it, I guess, amongst all of this stuff. But yeah, I really like this, and it was super easy to do. Not gonna have a pattern for it because I don't know what I did. It was just like, oh, let's do this, and then I did it. And it's like, oh, let's do this, and then I didn't. I didn't really write down any notes. Even though I had the book to write down the notes, certain things I just didn't do. That does it for this video. If you're new to my channel, like sewing, thrifting, crafting, and of course crocheting, why not hit the subscribe button? You can follow me on my Instagram, my TikTok, and of course my Patreon. I think that's it. So y'all have a good day now.